Okay, so I've added then the other menu items, so now we're back to our single page app, our spa, where we can go back and forth between the two items, and everything seems to still be working here. Um, in order to do that, I added in a primary text field, made it different, and added in a container element with the link being different. And remember that the link is still part of React Router DOM. So we're still using React Router DOM, it's just our UI that's changing. Okay, so um, so we wanted to play with the buttons, right? That was our next goal. And with the buttons, see how I just pressed F5? Even I'm constantly refreshing my assignments to make sure I'm looking at the most recent. So we're going to grab here these two items and we'll put them in, let's say we want to do address show, right? So we're going to make the button for address show be prettier. So we add in the raised button in the Action Android icon, which makes no sense for our app, but we're going to use it anyhow. And then we'll put in a raised button. And in essence, our old button goes away and we put in a raised button. So, I think there's no way. I always try to have you figure out certain stuff, but I think right now I need to just show you this props set address, right? And now we'll go back to our program. And okay, so it says styles is not defined, and we're using styles here. We're using something called styles.button, which is going to style the look and feel of our button. And let's go back and see if I came up with the styles. Yeah. So here it is. Here are the styles that we're going to use. This is like writing CSS, but we do it just a little bit differently, particularly in the React Native world. And we're going to save this as components of styles.js. So we'll go here, we'll create a new JavaScript file, and we'll call it elf styles. And it's not capitalized because we don't need to call new on this puppy in order to use it. It's not a React component, we don't have to call new on it. And this is grayed out because we aren't using it yet, but we'll see if we can do something like about that. We'll import styles from elf styles, right? And now we'll go back and look at our code. And now it's happy. And here's our button. And now it's styled and it's got a little icon in it. So that's part of the way that works. And then we're going to come back here now. No, we're going to go back to the address menu. And then we're going to show how to set up an icon button. I think you recall that we'd already done this. We stuck that little bit of code in index.html. So that's already here. We're bringing in those material icons here. And you can look at the different icons that you might want to use. Here they are. And you see you've got a very wide array of icons to use. There's a huge number of icons that ship with, and this is Material.io, so I think we're on the Google site, but at any rate, we're on something that has to do with material, and you can see we're just scrolling through icons endlessly. They just must have had, yeah, this is a Google site. And because Google makes Material, but Material UI is an open source project that wraps Material so that it can be used inside of React Native. And I'm sorry, inside of React. And then we're going to go now to get file. And we don't need these little HRs anymore because we're on single page apps, so we don't need to define how they're put together. And we're going to go to here, we're going to import a number of different things. We got to import else styles. We're going to import the font icon, which we're going to use in our button here. And we're going to import this red 500, which is an incredibly ugly red color, which we can display. And you could pick a prettier color to use. And then so the difference between this raised button and the previous raised button was that we've got and we're still not importing raised button, right? So I'll leave that particular task to import raised button for yourself. We've already done it on another page, so it's not a big struggle. And then you can see on click, we go to the, well, this one isn't right, is it? We want to go to get file. So maybe I am definitely getting tired and had it with this. I'm so sick. But it's good that you have to figure those little things out. If I make mistakes, it's in my instructions. I kind of like it because it shouldn't be a cut and paste operation. You should go, what's wrong? Why isn't this working? And so then let's go to our app. And then let's go over to the get file page. And now you can see we've got the icon with the special red icon, beautiful red icon, which blends so beautifully with this light blue color. And if we want, I give you another example here. I give you this one, which is just another one of all these millions of icons, right? There are so many icons here. And I say, well, here's the name of them. This is how you use them. You just put in the name. So I'll come over here and change it from RSS feed to account circle. And then we'll go to our app. And you can see that it became the account circle, but I've got an extra guy in there. So now we went from the accounts from, what was it, RSS feed? I can't remember. Yeah, that's RSS feed with this symbol. And then if you want to use another icon, you just use account circle. And then you get the account circle. Okay. And you choose the one that makes sense. I'm not picking ones that necessarily make any sense, but you certainly got a lot of choices here. And I feel like there was one, oh yeah, there's this darker theme. So let's add in the darker theme. And we'll go over here, we'll copy these guys, and we'll go into index.js, and we'll import them. all this importing from Material UI, right? And now, right now, just to be clear, when the menu pops out, it's white, and this color blue is very bright. And we are going to change it to the darker theme. And there are other themes besides the darker theme, but I don't know much about them yet, but they're there somewhere. And, or at least I assume they're there somewhere. I just forgot I didn't capture when I block copied that puppy. And then we come over here to our app. Whoops. Oh. I'm going to pause here. I'm not making any sense out of this. Okay, honestly, I don't know what happened there, why I was getting that error. I just did a npm install React Router DOM again, and maybe I had an out-of-date version. I'm not quite sure what was happening there. But I did it and it fixed. It all took about 30 seconds, but I didn't know what it was. Now you can see the colors darker than it was, and when we open up the menu is dark. So we've got this sort of different look and feel so that we can change it. And honestly, I haven't explored their themes much, but I assume there are multiple ones you can choose. And I think that's all I wanted to do in this particular assignment. So you might tag the thing and push it and so on. I did want you in address show to make sure you get the prop types right. So I've got it folded so you can't see it all, but you need to add a prop types so that you'll get clean code when you run. So I want to start having things with prettier come out fairly clean, and then I want to see ESLint dot come out return like that so that it's clean. Okay, and then when you're done, you do git add, git commit, git push. Oh yeah, so I'm working. You won't see that error, or that message. I am working in branches, and so it changes things a little bit. And you would just do git push as normal, obviously. And then let's do the git tag. So git tag dash in to see our tags, and I have 3 tags in week 6, so I'll add git tag dash a. I want to annotate this tag. I'll call it v6.0.3. You would just use the next number in your line. That just happens to be the next in mine. I'm working on week 6. And then I add a comment, which is m and then git push origin v603 and push that tag up there. The nice thing about tags is it appears to me they're not tied to any branch. So when you start using branches, it's very helpful. I should have then in my comment said finish video of address menu in create material video branch, but just Charlie, everybody wants you to stop. Okay, So good enough for today. That hopefully this can help you complete the assignment.